I think what's unique and special about BrightPath and our admissions process is that it's done by employees of BrightPath, not just a call center. And we're not filling out a big screener and checking boxes. We just want to hear your narrative. Once we connect with the caregivers on the phone, they're talking to an admissions coordinator, and the admissions coordinator will either answer any questions, or if the family wants to get started in pursuing admission, we'll do what we call a Trailhead check-in. Trailhead check-ins are not a clinical assessment. They are done by one of our admissions coordinators who really specialize in understanding when a parent is describing what their teen is going through, what that actually translates to. It's more of a quality of life assessment where we're trying to understand how their mental health systems are showing up in different aspects of their life.
Once the trailheads are complete by the admissions coordinators, they then come to our clinical team. After that, the clinical team is reviewing to make sure the teen symptoms are appropriate for our program. When we evaluate PHP and IOP as an option, we want to make sure it's a good fit. On admission day, we like to focus on an integrative approach. The goal is also that the teen and the caregivers don't have to repeat the same information to multiple people multiple times. So from the second they walk in the door, they're greeted by other team members that may in some way be involved in their care, whether directly or indirectly. When they start the admission, they are with their primary therapist and their med provider. The goal is to gather a big picture of everything that's been going on that got them to this point. After that, they're then meeting with just the teen by themselves to get their story, to understand it from their words. The teen will stay for the rest of the day, join group, and begin their treatment. The caregivers will then begin meeting with their education liaison if they're in PHP, and in IOP, they will then meet with the medication provider or set up a meeting after. Week 1 for the teen specifically looks like getting comfortable in groups, meeting all of the peers that they'll interact with on the day-to-day. They'll also meet with their individual therapist and start planning for what they'd like to focus on. The caregivers themselves will begin planning with the family therapist on their goals as a family unit. While in week 1, they'll also have the opportunity to meet with our education liaison. That will really focus on building the bridge so that school doesn't get left on the back burner, but also doesn't become the first priority the kid is thinking about. For IOP, the first week looks a little different than PHP. The first week does still focus on getting to know the peers you're going to be interacting with each day and getting to know your therapist, setting goals, and really focusing on what skills you'd like to learn more of, or skills that are already known to you but not as helpful. We really want to make sure that you feel comfortable with your treatment journey and you have some buy-in, but we don't want to repeat the things you may already know.
When a parent calls us, they don't need to know the program that is going to be the right fit, because at the end of the day, that's a clinical recommendation anyway. They really just need to be open to having a conversation. Fear, shame, and denial thrive when you're alone. The antidote to that is truly connection, and there are admissions coordinators at BrightPath who are waiting to make that connection with you and help you start to navigate this.